Hi everyone, I'm Rachel, and in this tutorial I want to show you how to create a drip effect for any image using the Color Therapy app. So, you can make any image look like it's dripping by simply erasing an area and then adding in drip lines with the airbrush tool. You can either use the same color as the subject or do something different like what we're doing today and making the shirt drip into a rainbow color. Okay, so to do this tutorial, first you'll want to color in the subject. So what I've done is I've already colored in the guy's face and his hair and as part of his hand and shirt. Now what we want to do is fill in the background and the shirt. So I'll go into the color palette. Under Basic, choose the Basic tab, and then I'll select a black and a gray. And what I'm going to do is just quickly fill in the background. I'm just tapping to fill it in with the gray. And then I'll tap to fill in the shirt with black. I'm just going over all the lines. Next, I'm going to sample a color from his hand and just tap to fill it into his arm there. Then for his other arm, I'm going to make that gray as well since we're going to erase that area. Then what I'll do is open up the manual mode and select Airbrush tool. I'll raise the opacity to 100 and I'll up the size to about 60. And now we want to have coloring inside the lines mode to off. So now we're essentially going to start erasing his shirt and part of his arm. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going using kind of wiggly lines going up and down, keeping those lines vertical. And then I'm making it uneven too. So you want the drips to be coming down unevenly, but also just in one direction vertically. And this part, when you're erasing, it's kind of just making the foundation for the drips to come. And it's really up to you how much you erase. Just depends on what you're going for. Okay, so now we want to lower the size to about 5%. And we're just gonna start adding in drips with the black coming down from the shirt. So it's just like we were doing before, using vertical lines. You just make these long strokes. Some of the drips can have like a rounded bottom, and some can be just a little bit smaller than others, thinner drips. Just use your imagination and have fun with it. But what we're doing essentially is cleaning up the lines too. We want to refine those lines now that we erased in the black. And we're going to go back over them again in another layer in a little bit. Okay, you want to do the same thing and select that skin color and do the same thing with the arm and also the hand. And this is just my preference. You don't have to do this, but I think it looks kind of neat. And now we want to choose a bunch of rainbow colors. So open up the color palette again. Under Vibrant, make sure it's set to solid and choose a red, an orange. Just choose all of the primary colors as well as secondary colors. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and a purple. And then now I'm going to add in all those rainbow colors, starting with red, and then I'll just work my way down from orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple all the way across the shirt. So what I'll start to do is kind of just add in, using the same settings as before, drips just into where the black drips are. So I'm going around the drips and also overlapping them just a little bit here and there. And this is really just up to you how much of the color you want to show. And then to help the color blend a little bit into the black, go ahead and lower the opacity about to 60%. And then using those same colors, you can go over where you were adding the drips and just slowly add it into the black with light pressure. So it starts to look like it's kind of blending into it. And you also want to add that over each color. So kind of start to blend the two colors together that are next to each other. And just continue in that way. I mean, it's all open to your imagination. So you can decide how it's gonna look, how many drips there are, how big they are, if they're adding a lot of droplets coming off of them, and also what colors. And try raising the size of the brush if that's helpful to blend better. Okay, and then the last step is to go back over it with black and kind of clean up those lines so that it looks like the black and the colors are really just starting to blend and bleed together. And then so to finish it off, I also just wanted to add a vignette around the image. So I'll select black and then raise or lower the opacity to about 50, and then raise the size to 100 and select the spray tool. And you're just going to add in a very light vignette. So the corners of the image are going to be darker, and then the center will be lighter. And then finally, just to finish it off, go into the Effects tab and then under Lines, select No Lines. Remember, you can use this technique to make other subjects like flowers, lips, faces, or landscapes look like they are melting paint. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.